What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Clearly Distorted podcast, the podcast where we discuss our clearly thought out ideas and share through our distorted lenses. I am Damien, aka the Devil's Advocate. That's Julian, aka I Need a Nickname, and she's Patricia, aka She Ain't All There. What's going on with you guys? Episode 21.
21.
Yeah.
Legal. No, just kidding.
We're official now.
Damn, we should have had shots set up for this. You can't take shots, and yeah, I don't know about you either. Oh yeah, that's not acceptable for you either.
Wait, this is not acceptable either.
Yeah. I'd have been taking a shot by myself. Oh, wow.
You can take 3 for it. You don't even. I'm on a shot.
You're off the rails. No, there's too much sugar in all of that alcohol, so you know.
You can do vodka.
I can't. I'm allergic to vodka.
Tequila, rum.
I could do rum. It's not a lot of sugar in rum. Yeah, I think there's a lot of sugar in rum. I don't
know.
Yeah, I think
I have no idea.
That shit from sugar cane or some shit like that, actually. So what's going on with you guys?
Not much. Just survived another week.
Survived another week with the kids. Yeah, you got a little sick one.
Oh my God. Don't remind me.
Oh,
She's been sick for a whole week.
Yikes.
She's better. Yeah, she had an ear infection, but man, she's already extra. And when she's sick, she's extra.
Mm.
So, I mean, she just had me running around asking for everything.
New level of patient testing your patients.
Yes.
That's good. Glad she's better though.
She's good. She's going to school Monday, regardless. Fever, not fever. If I have to wheel her in, she's going. That's it.
Not another week of that shit.
Nope.
What about you, Jules? What's going on with you, man?
Not much, man. Living the dream.
Living the dream.
That's it. Day by day.
That's dope.
Shout out to Reyes.
Reyes.
Is that the one that sounds like Capone?
So you say so, yeah. But
okay.
Yeah, that's the guy.
All right.
I don't know who you guys are talking about.
Good friend of mine.
Huh, okay.
What's up? Is it his birthday or something?
I know. I'm like waiting. What's going on with him?
No. He got a song called Day by Day that I'm helping him with. And so when I said Day by Day, it clicked, and I just said shout out to Reyes.
Yeah, I was just wondering where Reyes came from. It was like, because you never mentioned it before on the pod, so it was...
I talked about him one time in the podcast. It wasn't flattering though, but
oh my God.
Yeah. Well, shout out to you, Reyes.
Shout out to Reyes, yeah. I don't think he ever saw that episode. I told him about it and we never talked about it, so I don't know.
Probably skipped it for the sake of your friendship.
Nah. He's heard it before.
Dope.
All right. Are we gonna start with 20 questions?
Straight to the questions.
Let's
ready,
get to it.
Huh?
So this week is gonna be a little bit different.
Wait. Hold up.
Oh God damn.
Hold up.
Killing me, man. Killing me.
I'm doing great, by the way, guys. Thanks for asking.
Oh yeah.
That's what it was. Oh, okay. How are you, Damien?
I'm great.
What's new with you?
Had a lovely
so
dinner.
Patricia, 20 questions now. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I had a lovely dinner last night with my mother and my wife. My mother's birthday. Happy birthday to moms.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
All right, now we can go to the questions.
Did you have dinner twice, or did you have dinner with the both of them?
With the both of them.
Okay, good. Just clarifying.
Well, I said a lovely dinner with my mom and wife.
And Damien,
singular.
I'm glad that you had a lovely dinner with your mom and your wife, And keep that in mind when I ask you one of these questions.
That's already gone all right. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Are you ready to redeem yourself? Maybe and answer the question from last week. Did you have time to think about if you're a giver or a receiver?
I don't know what you're talking about. But thank you guys for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe.
Ring that bell.
And all that good stuff. Let's get to these 20 questions.
Okay, so this is my week to ask.
It's your week, yes.
All right, so it's my week.
Nervous.
I'm on the hot seat. I'm on the hot seat.
It's my turn, my questions, and ground rules. You have to answer regardless. I'm looking at you, Damien. And you guys cannot take like 1 minute to answer these questions either.
Listen.
Wow.
Only thing I got to do in this world is be black and die. That's it.
All right. Question number 1. Are you guys paying attention?
Yes.
Who would you rather be, Hitler or Trump?
Oh, God.
I'd rather be Trump.
Here we go. Do, 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 do.
You mean Trump if he's like getting pissed on, or like
he's like Park 5 Trump, or
you mean Hitler like dead now?
Oh my God. Damn, what a question. And Julian answered that shit so quick. That's kind of suspicious.
I mean,
I would have taken Trump right away.
Like Hitler? Like this shouldn't be fucking hard, Damien.
Really?
You think he's as bad? He's worse than Hitler?
I don't see much difference between the two.
One killed 6 million people.
But Trump doesn't have the ability to do that right now.
Okay. All right. Touche. Carry on.
Oh, brother.
He didn't answer.
Trump.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to kill 6 million people, so.
If you could go.
Low-hanging fruit right there. But yeah, I'm sorry.
Low-hanging? There's briefs that support.
Wow.
No, anyways. No, I said fruit anyway.
Some people, never mind. All right. Sorry. I forgot that this is okay. If you could go back in time and allowed to take one picture as evidence, where would you've been? And sorry. I was reading another question. If you could go back in time and you're allowed to take one picture for evidence, where would you go?
Go back in time and take one picture.
I got the answer. I'll just answer. I would go back to prehistoric times and I would take a picture of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, that's cool. Can I answer this question?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I would go back to Roman times, take a picture of Jesus, and be like, "This is what this guy."
That's hilarious because I was gonna say 33 AD, and play the same game. That was my.
Oh man, I'm sorry I took your answer.
It's all good.
I thought Damien was gonna say he was gonna go back in time and take a picture of Hitler.
Oh, boy.
So that's your answer, Damien. Okay, so I won't answer these questions because Damien is just gonna take my answers because he can't think of one.
I really was gonna say that. I even had to
Well, she beat you to the punch, so you got another one?
The moon landing.
Whoop whoop. That's not that long ago.
We got pictures of that. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't. For the sake of time, let's keep it moving.
Okay, let's keep it moving. Remember, you have to answer this question. Would you sleep with your ex right now for $1 million?
No.
Never.
I'd rather be burned alive.
Keeping the Hitler. Never mind.
Wow.
one advice you would tell your 21-year-old self.
Oh,
take care of your health.
21-year-old self. Keep going.
Okay. If you, oh, this is gonna take forever for Daymond. I should have.
Wait. Keep going. That's what you would tell yourself, or you're telling Patricia to move on?
No, that's what I would tell myself.
Well, you'd have no fucking choice but to keep going. What kind of answer is that?
I know what my answer meant to me.
Okay, Patricia, I'm sorry.
All right, Daymond, this next question, please don't make it a 10-minute, answer. Or
I'll try.
If you had to choose a color to describe how you feel in life right now, which one would it be?
Color to describe how I feel in life right now. I don't know. Green for good? I don't know.
Okay.
I would say blue, but not because I'm sad, but because I just feel like I need some sleep. And I think of like a dark blue, like night or whatever. So yeah, dark blue.
Okay. One has to go. Biggie or Jay-Z?
Jay-Z.
Okay.
Okay.
First of all, if Biggie goes, there is no Jay-Z. But
that's not what Biggie went.
I'm saying if there was no Biggie, Jay-Z wouldn't be what he is.
Oh,
he'd be a rapper.
That's
but
not true. That's not true
true
either. That's not true.
Yes, it's true.
How do you? Because we only ever got 2 albums out of Biggie. So how do you?
2 albums, and he's more impactful than Jay-Z.
Don't make me bring up your old, AKA. I'm gonna. Damn, these are good questions, Patricia. I'm gonna have to stick with Biggie since we've already lost him.
Okay. Daymond.
It's just for me?
No, but just, you just had dinner with your mom and your wife. So if you had one life to save, who would it be? Your mom's or your wife?
My mom would tell me to save my wife.
They can't speak.
That's what my mom would want.
Okay, Julian.
My wife.
Okay. If you could put one law into effect, what would it be? Like just straight pass it.
I would get rid of guns.
Food is free.
Okay. Those are 2 good laws, actually. 2 people who you would invite to dinner, dead or alive.
Denzel Washington.
Invite me too. Jesus, to ask him all the questions.
Because these are such good questions. Like, these aren't quick answer questions. Like, these require thought.
I have mine.
Go for it.
John Lennon and Albert Einstein. Actually, I'm going to switch that. John Lennon and Malcolm X.
Oh.
You know what? I was going to say Denzel and Malcolm X, and then I'd stop because Denzel played Malcolm X, and I was kind of like, but so I got to come up with somebody else.
I guess me and Patricia keep stealing your thunder, even though you kind of sat there thinking about it for a while.
It's because I'm like second guessing myself too much, I guess. Um, fuck. Uh,
You don't want to invite Jesus?
no. Damn, why you made me say that, Patricia?
He wants Jay-Z and Denzel Washington.
There we go. That sounds good. I like that. Jay-Z and
Oh my
Denzel
God.
Washington. I love it. I love it.
All right. You have to be a Disney princess. Which one would you be?
I don't know the Disney princesses.
We'll figure one out. Snow
Was
White.
Cinderella a princess?
Yes.
For an hour, I guess, right? Well, I don't know.
Or until midnight.
Right. She went, yeah, however long the dance was. Yeah, I'm gonna need help with that one. Who can you name some princesses?
Jasmine from Aladdin. Go ahead, Julian.
I would be Snow White.
Why?
She
You want to be with 7 dwarves?
Oh,
No, I like the cartoon. I like that one better than all of them. So I would go with that one.
Damien, there's Ariel from The Little Mermaid, Jasmine from Aladdin, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Mulan, the warrior.
Ooh, I like that one. That sounds good.
Okay.
Mulan.
You're in a deserted island and you can only bring one thing. What would it be?
A fire starter.
Okay. Julian.
A phone. No, not a phone, because there would be no signal. Um. Probably deserted island. What would I want to bring? I don't know. Probably that's a good one. That actually got me stumped.
A machete, a pot.
It has to be just one item. Like, can I say
She said one item.
like a bunch of the same thing?
Like literally, she said one item.
I didn't say one item. I said one thing.
One thing, right? So, you know what? I'll just say my wife.
I'm glad that you said that because I've seen this question asked so many times and no one ever says they will bring someone. I would bring someone.
Well, the question implies it says a thing, which
I guess I should have said person, thing. Oh my gosh, Damien. One thing. You can pick one thing in this world. I pick a person. Pick an animal. Pick a dog.
Pick Jay-Z.
I'm surviving. I need a fire to eat and stay warm.
All right. Pay attention. What is hairy on the outside? What? What is hairy on the outside, but soft and wet on the inside? And the word starts with a C and it ends with a T.
Cat.
I don't know how cat is soft and wet on the inside, but right? No, it's not it.
All of us are. Well, what? The obvious answer is cunt, but I don't want to say that.
That's obviously not the answer.
Is it coconut?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
If you could start a rumor about yourself, what would it be?
Wow.
Everything you heard about me is true.
Julian.
That I'm evil.
Wait, what? That would want to be a rumor that you want to start about you?
If I could pick one, that would be it. I'd want to scare people into fucking with me. I have a lot of people think I'm too nice, so
Okay.
I've been taken advantage of.
One has to go. Hip hop or basketball?
Oh my God.
You know what you sound like that TikTok? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Basketball's fucking gone.
Sorry, Dad. I'm gonna have to say basketball as well.
Okay. If you could trade lives with a celebrity for a week, who would it be?
Steph Curry. Steph
Oh,
Curry.
you didn't even think about that.
That was too. Trade lives with a celebrity for a week.
Don't
say Jay-Z.
No,
it's Jay-Z. He's not gonna say Jay-Z, but it's fucking Jay-Z.
No, why? I don't think he lives a fun life.
Really?
He goes home to Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
See, I wasn't even thinking along those lines, but now that you say that, like I can't say what I was gonna say because then it's gonna sound like it's for the same reason.
Daym, you think way too much about this shit.
I know.
I can't help it.
The next one's gonna be a doozy for him, then.
All right, if I wanted to be a celebrity for a week, who would it be?
You should say Beyonce so you can sleep with Jay-Z. You love him, bro.
Diddy.
I know, right? All right.
Out of all the people that you could pick, that's who you pick, Puff. Okay. If you could have an unlimited amount of something, what would it be? And money and health is not an option.
When you say money, do you mean like
wealth?
Cash?
Listen, Damien, being rich and super healthy is not an option.
Okay. And I could have, repeat the question again, please.
If you could have an unlimited amount of something, what would it be? Money, currency, moolah, dinero, para, and health is not an option.
Money, no health. Unlimited.
I would say food.
I would say gas.
I'd have a lot of unlimited gas if I had all the food I need.
Oh, God.
It's gross.
Oh, damn, you said that. I mean, food is the obvious one.
Okay, if that's your answer.
Taking away health and money, then yeah.
Okay.
I disagree with that, Damien.
Why?
Yours would clearly fucking be water or shower heads or something.
Okay. You have one choice. You could go back in time and meet your ancestors, or you can go into the future and meet your great-great-grandkids.
Ooh. Damn, Patricia.
What?
These questions are too fucking good.
I would probably...
What did you think I was going to wait, hold on one second. What did you think I was going to come up with? Questions like
when I'm saying I'm not meaning to insult you. No, I'm just saying like these are really good questions.
What do you think I was going to say? What is like the most underrated sexual position?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one.
I know, I just
Yeah, along those lines. Yeah. Something like that. Meet your ancestors or meet your great grandchildren. I would have to go meet my great grandchildren.
So would I.
okay. What is one thing you would never ever do, not even for all the money in the world?
I don't know that I know the answer to that question.
Harm an innocent person.
I thought you were gonna say be a Republican, but okay.
That's same answer.
Republicans harming innocent people left
That's
and
what they
right.
fucking do. Yep. They live for it.
Something that I would never do for all the money in the world. Oh, rape.
Oh, took it there. Good answer. If you weren't born in the US, where would you want to be born?
Puerto Rico.
Nigeria.
That's, you know what's so interesting? I was thinking about, when I was writing this question, I was thinking about Nigeria too. I don't know why. Sorry, Turkish people. Last question, and very important one.
It's probably where your people came from. Have you done your DNA?
No.
I
But
bet.
my sister did it, so.
Well, does she have Nigerian?
Yes.
Told you.
Last question. And this is for both of you. What's a nickname you would like to have for this podcast? Pick one, damn it.
I am going to stick with the devil's advocate because that's often my position. And my name is Damien, which is kind of a play on the son of the devil. So it's all fitting.
Oh, yeah. I love The Omen.
Dame's never seen it.
I have seen it.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry.
Damien! I've seen it.
Anyway,
I'm not I was gonna say something about that, but
I know. Yeah. Anyway.
God.
Cock of the walk. Julian, the cock of the walk. Or Ramrod.
What about you, Patricia? Curious.
I never even thought about one. No, no.
Came up with the question.
Yeah, but it's you guys.
It's not you guys. It's all of us.
How about this one? We're gonna try one out. Damien.
No.
Could you introduce me as Julian, the sweet, sweet man?
I mean, it doesn't sound good, but whatever.
Let me hear it.
No.
Why?
Just because I don't want to satisfy you.
Julian, you could be like Big Mike Poppy. Big Mike Julian.
I tried like I mentioned I think one time to Damien like Poppy, but no.
Yeah.
So that's 20 questions.
That was
excellent
awesome.
Job.
That was
job,
great, Patricia. Those are some really good questions.
I got to step up my game next time and not do mine 5 minutes before the podcast.
Yeah.
Everyone has been like, "Oh shit," and I'm putting them down. So
damn, that's gonna be a hard act to follow. I'm not even gonna lie.
it's gonna.
So it's Damien's It's Damien's turn next week.
I'm up
I'm
next
so
week.
curious to see how that's going to turn out.
It's probably going to take him. Listen, you need to start tonight with these questions because knowing you, this is going to take you like.
And each question, it's going to be like 5 paragraphs because he's going to have all these like stipulations, and
He's just not going to work all week long because he's going to be concentrating on this.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
he's going to have amendments to each one, and
Joe's going to tell him just quit the podcast.
Oh shit! I'm sleeping at my desk every night this week.
You just might as well just start right now.
That's funny. Good shit. I like that. It's a fun way to start, and I think it gives people a little bit of insight.
Well, a little bit of insight into Julian.
What do you mean?
We're just still waiting for your answers.
Oh my God. Yeah, I you know me, I'm analytical. I can't help it. So I'm like instantly like start seeing mathematical equations floating.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could turn that shit off, but anyway.
That was fun.
You guys, I'm sure, well, we know the Netflix special, Chris Rock's Selective Outrage.
Yes.
Yep.
He went in.
He had a lot to say. I thought it was, he starts off by saying, I'm going to try my best not to offend anybody. I was like, oh, here we go. It's going to be super PC.
No, actually, the moment that I saw the name of the special, first of all, I knew that title was for Will Smith. Automatically.
You know what's funny? I didn't even know the name of it until after I watched it. I just went to Netflix, saw Chris Rock, and clicked on it, and boom. I never even looked at the fucking name or anything. But then, after watching the show, you kind of get an idea, and then I saw the name when I was done, and I was like, oh, fitting. So what did you guys think about it?
I loved it. I'm so used to seeing Chris Rock doing like PG-13 or like cute things. Like he was a zebra from, that cartoon. What was it called?
Madagascar.
Madagascar.
Yeah.
And just seeing him do, like certain things. I haven't seen a special on him in a long time. So even him, saying the N-word was just like a little bit shocking to me. But he went in on everyone. I mean, I loved it from beginning to end.
I've been following Chris Rock for years, and as far as his stand-up is concerned too, I've seen I think everyone he's like done. And I'm not the biggest fan of his stand-up, but I do like him. I think mostly he's funny. I think in this special, some of the jokes felt a little flat for me. But it was good. The part where he went off on Will Smith and Jada, I loved that whole part. I agreed with everything he said. I think he deserved to be able to have his platform and get up there and say what he said. I know some people have an issue with him calling Jada a bitch.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But
even the audience was just like,
when he called her a bitch, I was like, oh, he did not. But she is, though.
He brings up the point that I think a lot of people were talking about when the incident first happened, right? It's like, we all know that he did that because he's so fucking damaged because of her. The stuff that they put out in the public and that whole entanglement nonsense. I don't know if that's her idea, his idea, a combination of both, but what I do know is that when you watch that video and she's talking about it, you can see the look on his face, Will Smith. You can see
his soul leaving his body. Like he is just like destroyed.
Right. And it's his ego. It's totally destroyed.
And Chris Rock said something like that I've always questioned myself from all of this. Is like, why would two super talented people do this to themselves? Like, what is the point? And the only thing that I can think of is that she must hate Will Smith so much for whatever reason. I don't know if his career took off or whatever, but this is so vindictive on her part. And I feel that she has manipulated him. And this is like almost like a form of mental spousal abuse that she has on him. Because for a man to sit at a table and know what he's going to discuss and have those tears like that were running down his, I just don't understand it.
They even had the conversation about him being insecure about her relationship with Tupac before he passed away. That's how absurd like the whole thing is. But I think part of it is Will and Jada think that they got shit figured out. As far as the relationships go, open relationships, what they do with their kids, and how inspirational they are. And I think that they took that shit so extreme that they forgot the fact that you put your shit out, you put your dirty laundry out there in the public, and I don't care how secure you are, that's going to come back and haunt you.
But I don't think it's him with this mentality. I really think it's her. I mean, I really think that
it's mostly her.
I really think that she thinks that she has figured every single shit out, that she's the, like she's like a beam of rays light that's illuminating and making us all be like, oh wow, Jada has all the knowledge. Like it's so old. Like this, when Red Table Talk came out, I was like, man, I really like this show. I really like this Facebook show. But the more I started watching and watching, I'm like, I couldn't take her. Aha. Oh, yeah. And then it got more about her and her and her and her. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't. It's all about her. And then her daughter annoys me. The mother annoys me. Like the mom is just like, always hating on white people. I can't deal with her. I just stopped watching that shit.
I just think real quick, I'll just say I just think that as much as Jada is responsible for how we see the way Will Smith is, he ultimately pays, or ultimately should take up most of the responsibility for the actions that happen. I mean, we could argue all day about how much Jada kind of influenced him or whatever, but at the end of the day, he got up and he slapped Chris Rock, and it was his action that did it.
No. This slap is all Will Smith. I don't even put 1% on it on Jada on this
I think,
at all.
I think Jada bears most of the responsibility. I think Will is trying to put up the united front. But let's get back to Chris Rock's special.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Aside from, the last 8 minutes or so, what did you think about the other topics?
I loved when he was talking about the Kardashians. And what was Chloe's basketball player husband?
Lamar Odom.
Oh yes, he was in the
he was in the crowd.
He was in the crowd because when I watched it, when he was like, "Oh, Kris Jenner's gonna, crackhead basketball player, yeah, come on in." They shot, the camera to him. He was just laughing it up.
Yeah, and then when he was like, your curse is gonna be that, she's like gonna be your daughter's gonna have nothing but black men and crazy black men.
Yeah, not like normal people. And I love what he was talking about Meghan Markle, about, what's racist and what's just, in-law behavior. That was funny too.
Yeah. Tapped on addiction, abortion, wokeness. And he was hitting all the spots.
The wokeness thing, you know how I feel about that shit. I wish people would even stop using the term. It's just like cancel culture. It's fake. It's not real.
What do you mean?
It's It's right-wing propaganda. That's all it is. It's just another word for them to use to try to put people who object to certain things on an extreme side. That's all it is.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying,
Well, I
Julian.
mean, but before they started using the term existed.
Yes,
right,
the
right,
term
but it,
the term
Mhm.
existed and it had a meaning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's not what it is now.
It means two different things to two different political parties, pretty much. But what Damien, if I correct me if I'm wrong, what Julian, what you're saying is that whenever you see like Republican or right wing, whatever, and they're like, oh, wokeness, they're just making fun. They're just making fun of like, oh, you're just thinking you're so smart, or you know, they just
They
use it as a negative connotation.
they put a negative connotation on it to. It's just like, I'll give an example, right? When they used to call liberals socialist, that was a big thing, right? For years and years and years, if you believed in any kind of government program, you were a socialist, right? Um, if if you do Black Lives Matter, right, they turn that into a terrorist organization. Anything that they can take from the left or even center left and beat them over the head with it and make it into some horrible thing that it's not, that's what they're going to do. Woke isn't a fucking thing.
Or what you would want to say is that woke is not what the Republicans say it is.
No, they're trying to paint a picture that there's a huge segment of the left that is so extreme, right? So extreme that they're irrational, and that's just not true at all. It's just not true.
Well, I believe that some on the left are very irrational, just like some of some of the right wing people
It's a
are.
false equivalency. It's not the you know the other side of the coin. It's not even close. It's a word that they can use to trigger people, but it's not. It doesn't mean anything.
I think this conversation is a perfect example of how Chris Rock hit it on the head, because these are all uh, heavily weighted or heavily debated topics that are evident in our society today. So I personally, like I said, I loved the content. I felt something was off about him. The delivery and the timing just seemed a bit off. But like for me, there's like two important aspects to comedy: the social commentary, and then the skills, the timing and the delivery. I felt the social commentary was spot on, but him on stage was just a little off. But
I just think
overall, I thought it was good.
I think he was nervous.
Yes.
I felt like, yeah, I agree with you. There was like the energy was, the vibe was a little bit off. Like I felt like sometimes he was talking really fast, or maybe it was just me trying to translate things into my head, but I felt like it was kind of jittery, and he was just kind of I think he was just nervous.
A lot of times he was repeating himself, almost like he was reminding himself of the joke, or
Mhm.
trying to giving himself time to remember what was next.
But hey, he waited 1 year. That I love when he said, I'm not a victim. I'm not gonna go on Oprah and Gail and cry, because people were calling him a bitch for not hitting him back or for not saying anything. But he was smart. He kept quiet for a whole year, and he cashed in $40 million for this special.
And the last thing he said actually on the show was that that he the reason why he didn't hit him back is because he was raised right, and not to fight in front of white people. So, and then he did the mic drop.
Then he did the
And
mic drop.
then
I don't know.
that to me, in terms of the Chris Rock and Will Smith thing, that to me was a bigger dig to to Will Smith saying, my parents taught me not to fight in front of white people, than him saying, oh, like your wife interviewed her talking about, I suck some man's dick. What do you think? I think that little statement was worse than his whole bit on the whole 4-year entanglement.
Yeah, no,
because he went into his parents.
yeah, I like the line. I just don't know if it was the mic drop moment though.
I am least concerned with whether Chris Rock's delivery was on point than what his actual messaging was. He's a little he's a little awkward in his
I
delivery
mean, it's a
anyway.
comedy
So
show, so I mean, that's important.
it's important, but I mean, I don't think anybody's judging him for the comedy on this show.
We are.
A lot of
I'm
people,
not.
a lot of people were bashing it. I'll be a lot of people.
Yeah, Will Smith fans were bashing it. You have these Will Smith stands and people just pissed off. Oh, he called Jada a bitch, and you got all these people just angry for nothing. Like,
I just saw a lot of people saying it wasn't funny.
Really? I thought it was funny. I thought it was really funny.
I would say the majority of people thought it was funny. It's pretty popular. It's remained popular since it dropped. So
Maybe we should do a
know.
poll. Maybe we should do a poll on Instagram about it.
Do that.
I thought it was great. And I did think that was a mic drop moment, because maybe the line wasn't, it's not like a whoa, but in this situation, I thought it was, because I felt like he was talking about, he talked about him calling him a bitch. He called his wife a bitch. And then he went into, his mom or his parents not raising him right.
It was a good punchline, but it's not the end cap for the night. He should have had something after that.
I thought it was perfect way to end it.
I thought so too.
So 3 thumbs up for the Chris Rock.
The show?
Selective Outrage.
That was good.
That was good.
I enjoyed it.
I did too. Like I said, I heard a lot of negativity about it before, but I guess surprised based on what I heard, but I would say like 7 out of 10 easy. So Ja Morant goes on IG Live, dangling a gun in one hand and a blunt in the other hand, in a strip club in Colorado. I just don't even like. Had he not even went live, like none of this shit would even be happening. It's not like someone else caught him on video and posted it. He hit go live himself. And here we are. Just stupid.
This goes back to what Chris Rock said. People are all about the likes and attention. There's no other, I mean, professional basketball player. Come on, dude. Come on.
I mean, it's just not even more than that. Like, he's one of the premier players in the league. Like, he gets all the attention in the fucking world. Like, he was on the brink of being one of the top 5 like faces of the league. And he probably fucked that up. We'll see.
The problem with this goes way beyond Ja Morant. This is a cultural kind of thing happening, right? We've seen it over and over again. Ja Morant is not what people, what people need to understand, right? So if you grew up in the hood, right? And you know what that lifestyle is, and you've grown up, you don't want to be a part of that shit. That's not something that we should be glorifying. You might talk about it. You might even talk about, hey, back in the day, I was a badass motherfucker, whatever it was. But Ja Morant, to get to the NBA, you got to understand, it's not just about talent. He had to work extremely hard to get to where he's at. Why would he waste all of that hard work to do this dumb shit? What's the point?
I think because he's ascended to where he had a bit of a sense of being untouchable.
Right, but you fuck around
and find out.
You're going to find out.
Yeah.
Look, and I hate to bring this guy up, and I know people are gonna lose their shit when they hear this, but it makes me think of Tupac. Tupac was fucking with people he had no business fucking with. He wasn't about that fucking thug life. He wasn't about it. The way he was raised and the way we all knew Tupac, especially if you from New York and you like Pac before he blew up, you knew that wasn't his fucking life. And all of a sudden now, he's fucking with these cats in the West Coast. Like, you're gonna get what you're asking for. John Morant, the people around him need to talk to him. I like the message that he put out there with all of this. Obviously, someone else probably wrote it for him, publicists or whatever, his peoples or whatever, but he does need some help. He needs to figure things out. It's not just about immaturity. It's about, culturally speaking, like, we live in a culture nowadays where it's all about attention, and it's the wrong attention. And yeah, I hope he gets past this.
Yeah, it just seems like, even before this incident, like, there's so many incidents with him. It seems like he has this urge to play this role that
Right.
he doesn't seem to be. Like, I'm sure we've heard about the for whatever reason, he's playing basketball with some teenagers at his house last summer, and a teenager pops off at the mouth and says some wild shit to him, and he flashes a gun to a teenager.
You're John Morant. You
crazy.
send the guy away. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to. What's the point?
I don't know. Like, he's just got this.
So clearly, this is somebody that should not have a weapon. You're flashing guns.
Yeah,
basketball.
It's not even, but it's not even about the guns. It's his decision making. Because
exactly.
Well, I mean, because there's been other incidences that like, his mom was mistreated in the mall, and for whatever reason, she calls him instead of just leaving the fucking mall. She calls him. He shows up with 9 other guys, and now, like, there's 10 big ass dudes at the mall, like, berating this guy who disrespected his mom. All she had to do was leave, and then why are you calling him? And then why is he coming with 9 people? Like, he's a professional basketball player. He can't be doing
So
this
why
shit.
is he still a professional basketball player is my question.
That's a good question. I mean, none of these incidents has ever resulted in a charge or anything like that. So,
and I will tell you why. Because he is one of the most talented players you're going to see. When you watch him play, it's a show. He's incredibly exciting to watch. And I think the NBA, I don't feel like they're covering for him. I really do feel like what's happening right now, I think he's getting a little bit of dose of reality. So
yeah, I think the other incidences were easier to just sweep away, but
yeah.
I mean, but this is stuff that we know because it made the news somehow, somewhere. What about all the other stuff that we don't know about? Like, to me, it's just like, at what point do you, as an organization, say, this is not our brand versus, oh, he's a great basketball player, let's just keep sweeping things under the rug. What is it going to take for him to kill someone?
No, I think we're at that point now.
They've cut off a lot of NBA players over the years. Yeah. It's not something that the league is scared to do. I just don't think he's there yet.
So at this point, the I forget the name of the police department, but whatever city they were in Colorado, closed their investigation. There was no charges that they could bring up on him. In that state, it's open carry state. The NBA investigation, because the NBA rules are no guns on team planes and no guns in the arenas. And if he is found guilty of those, then he will be suspended for 50 games.
I just don't, like, I know that some people are gonna say, oh, like the culture or rap videos or rap music, whatever, but I don't even think it's that. I just think it's young kids today. Because even you see white kids trying to act thuggish. Like, why I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of when I was young, like when I was in high school and stuff like that. That shit was just
But
not.
but that's one thing. It's not so unusual for people to try to act tougher than they are. But in these cases, it's once the people make it to the money, once they get rich, like there's thugs, there's gangsters in every state and city across the world, right? Once they get money, they're out. Like that's the goal. They're not just thugging in being, gang banging for the fuck of it. They're trying to make money and survive. Once they hit it rich, fucking out of here. These people
Well,
are getting rich and then trying to be
that
gangsters.
right.
It's fucking
That's what
ass backwards.
I was just saying that to you just yesterday. It's just like, when you grow up a certain way, you're trying to fucking survive.
Right.
This isn't a game. This isn't a joke. And by the way, it was up to 10 years in prison for carrying a gun on an aircraft. So yeah, that's what he would have been facing. But yeah, if you grew up a certain way and you you get out of that lifestyle, I'm not saying that a lot of people don't go back to it, but if you really went through it and you're really this tough person or whatever, you're trying to get the fuck out of that.
Yeah, you don't hit hundreds of million and then back in the hood, like
All of a sudden, right?
gun. And people who are really getting down like that aren't recording themselves.
I mean, that was just stupid.
Right.
I mean, like that's just asking for it.
Yeah, so
Right. You made it. You made it. And that's the thing. He made it. He made it. He's living a dream.
yeah.
He's literally living
I mean, and it's
millions of
wild too.
people's
Like
dreams.
Yeah.
his father's like at every game. Like I don't understand how like his family. It's still he grew up in with both of his parents. They both were athletes. The whole family was dedicated to his career. Like it just seems like everybody's like just hands off right now. His father's at every home game. I don't know how like they're allowing this shit to go on. Somebody needs to fucking check him. It's time to grow up. We'll see. I guess as far as I know, the only other investigation that's going on is the NBA, and the NBA has on their payroll retired police officers, FBI agents. Like there's nothing that you can hide from them. So we'll see once they figure out how the gun got there and where it came from. We'll know more. But right now, he hasn't. I think he's missed 3 or 4 games. Now the team is saying, they're not announced. They're not have no time for his return. I think they're just waiting to see what's going to come out of the NBA investigation before they make a decision. Because they don't want to seem like they go too light and they don't want to seem like they go too hard. So they're just kind of skating the line. But I do like that a lot of NBA players, like, because there have been players that have had similar incidences in the past, and they've all come out in support and just kind of letting them know like what he needs to do to get right and the things he can expect to happen from here on out. But he's pretty much had a lot of support, I would say, for the most part. So hopefully he makes the right decisions and get his shit together, because his talent is rare.
Yeah, it is. He definitely is a rare talent in the league, and yeah, it's crazy.
They need to get a psychologist and see what's the root of this problem, because it's not normal behavior.
Yeah.
Like you said, it must take a lot of hard work and dedication to get into a team, and to just blow it up like that. That reminds me of that football player, Aaron Hernandez. What's that?
Yeah.
He was just like jeopardizing everything left and right
but
for no reason.
he had he had issues. Like there was shit wrong up there. He was a violent person.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like you need to get someone in there and see what is the root of this problem because it's not normal behavior.
Some people speculate that it was him having concussions and stuff,
Concussions,
and having brain damage, but the NFL, it's a different conversation. But yeah.
Well, in other NBA news or gossip, I guess we should say for now.
Gossip.
Yeah.
Ew.
So MMA, I don't even know if he's a star. He used to be. He's kind of a has-been now. A former MMA fighter, Chael Sonnen, claims that he and LeBron James have the same drug dealer.
Or PEDs.
And his implication is that LeBron James is on performance enhancement drugs. And that's how he is so successful at the age of 38, 20 years in the league.
So just to put that in perspective, for you non-basketball viewers out there, LeBron James, in many ways, defies what an NBA player should be able to do at his age. Now, it's starting to catch up with him because he is frequently now injured. Doesn't matter what kind of drugs you're taking, your bones are going to start reacting a certain way once you get to a certain age. But his stamina, his explosiveness, it's not quite what it was 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, but he's still kind of head and shoulders above anyone that age. There's been speculation that LeBron James has been on performance enhancing drugs for years. So this isn't something that's just all of a sudden come up. But to hear somebody say that, you could take it with a grain of salt, but
well, just to add to that speculation, just a week ago, maybe, he goes down, hurts his foot, and says, "I heard a pop."
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who's played sports, when you hear a pop, a ligament has torn. It's over. We're talking weeks and weeks of missing time because you're healing and then rehabilitating. I heard today that he's coming back. He's good to go. Or he said he's good to go.
He probably just cracked his ankle or whatever. It probably wasn't anything like obviously. I mean,
it was it was an injury to the bottom of his foot.
Yeah. They don't. LeBron is a little dramatic though.
One of the things,
a little. I don't even watch basketball, and I know he's super dramatic.
He is, but what I believe he did get injured though. And one thing Shannon Sharp, who is like his biggest fan, have been saying, he goes to all the home games, that he's been noticing that in like timeouts and like he's taking off his shoe and getting the bottom of his foot treated. So he's had something lingering there for a while. And then you have this incident where it goes down. But from what I know about PEDs is obviously they help your performance. They don't prevent you from getting hurt, but they help your healing process.
Your recovery
is faster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it depends on the PEDs that you're taking. Listen.
So what happens now? Like, who tests him? Like, what happens?
Well, the NBA does test, and they do random testing.
They're not going to test because some washed up MMA fighter made some accusation.
To be clear, this is purely gossip, and this guy's credibility. He's a shit starter. This is not the first time he's said or done shit like this. Doesn't mean it's not true, but
I mean, there's
at this point you just got to take it with a grain of salt.
What this would mean, and that's where the conversation for me becomes really interesting.
Yeah,
is if it's true. and
If
it's
it's true.
and it's uncovered to be true, like real evidence out there. Like, I think we have a lot of sports that you see that, right? We saw that in baseball, we saw that, just cycling, right?
And
But
every
even
sport except the
boxing,
NBA.
boxing is a big one. Even and there's a lot of cover-ups. I think Juan Manuel Marquez was juicing. I think Floyd Mayweather was juicing. I think a lot of people were that just don't get, seem to get away with it. But again, I don't know that for sure. But in this case, let's say LeBron James, evidence came out, he even admitted it. I think that would be devastating, not only to his career, it would absolutely destroy his career, but I think it would be devastating to the NBA.
I think it would be more devastating to his career, but I think there definitely would be an impact on the NBA because how could they not have known, right?
Well, that
20
goes without
years.
saying. Of course, it would be
I think
worse
it
for
would
him.
also be devastating for the people that have held him to this godlike standard.
Yes.
Oh, they would be devastated.
The
whole Jordan versus LeBron conversation's over.
I think Michael Jordan would be so happy.
No,
Because
the happiest person in the world would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
probably, yeah. The thing is that's their argument, literally. Because they can't base it off of winning, right? Because if you're basing the argument of who's better, well, Jordan's clearly the standard for a winner, right?
Right.
So that's what they're basing it on, is his longevity. And if it comes out that he's juicing, then that credibility for that it's just gone. Like, not to mention, the NBA would definitely want to disassociate themselves from him. They probably might redact all of the records that he broke. I mean, it would be a huge issue.
And that's why I think they would cover it as long as they possibly can.
I agree. I think that the media would be hesitant to report it because they make a lot of money talking about LeBron James. They talk about him and the Lakers more than any other team, and they're not even in a playoff picture. So
see, I don't know. That's where I don't know that they would cover it up.
The NBA?
Yeah.
I think they would.
I think I absolutely, I think they would cover it up. He's LeBron James.
Yeah. Well, the reason I say that is because the NBA is literally the only professional sports organization that hasn't had a PED scandal.
Makes you wonder why?
Well, no,
Yeah,
I mean, they have had players.
even more.
They have had players that tested positive, but I mean, it's like less than 10 compared to all the other sports all across the world.
So that should tell you that they cover things up, because what would make them so special compared to what you just said, all the other sports in the world?
The aggressiveness of their testing, that people aren't willing to take that risk.
I don't buy that shit. And again, I also don't compare other players to LeBron James. If your average bench player or somebody who's trying to be on the come up fails a drug test, they're going to fine them, suspend them, do whatever, and that's going to be the end of it. It's going to make ESPN news for a blurb. But we're talking about LeBron James here. They're not going to kill their cash cow.
Yeah.
They're just not going to do it.
You think people are only... I don't know. I think at this point, he's not their cash cow anymore.
Daym, do you watch sports media at all? That's all they talk about.
And they would talk about this case, and then they would talk about something else after that.
They don't want to talk about it.
They talk about LeBron James and the Lakers more than any other team or player in the league. The Denver Nuggets have the best record in the league, and Jokic is about to win his third MVP. And yet, you don't hear anything about him.
I don't think Jokic can win his third MVP. But that's because of the records.
He's on his way.
That was going on.
He's on his way.
I don't even think he should be in the conversation anymore. But
I think the people.
You are clearly speaking out of bias and
Can I-
haterade. Haterade. Go ahead.
Can I say something? As someone that doesn't watch basketball, and I don't even know if it's in season right now, and
It
the
is.
other players that you guys are talking about, I know two people, Steph Curry and LeBron James. And I see them all the time on something social media or some kind of news media or whatever. So, Damon, I don't know what you're talking about. Because even I see reports of this.
if LeBron James was not in the NBA today, it would be just fine.
It would be just fine, of course, but you cannot, that doesn't negate the fact that he is probably the most talked about player.
I think this year because the record breaking. He
And
broke a 38-year-old record or something like that. But yeah. I guess we'll see what happens with that.
Nothing.
Star power. That's what the league is driven by. And he's been the guy they've propped up for years. So I think it's very likely that they will cover it up.
I'm looking at the names here. There were some stars here. No, obviously, none of these are superstars, and none of them are comparable to LeBron James. But there's some known names here on this list
that nobody knows about because they're thinking about LeBron James.
At least 5 of these names were pretty big time players that I'm looking at here.
That were busted for PEDs. Yeah. Name them.
Joakim Noah, OJ Mayo, Hito Turkoglu, Rashad Lewis, Darius Miles, Lindsey Hunter, Matt Geiger, Don McLean, and Somalia Samaki. Well, I think he played in the league 1 year. 2 of these people, I don't even know who the fuck they are, but the rest of them are all names that you know.
Yeah, and none of them are even in that conversation.
I just said that.
Yeah,
I mean, but
yeah.
nobody else. Nobody is though. But
the league can afford. They can clearly afford to lose all of those guys at any point of their careers.
Yeah, I guess.
Think about all the Clutch Sports. They basically run half of the media that talks about LeBron James on ESPN. No, I seriously doubt that this would be something that would just. It would be different if like with the Kobe scandal with his wife and cheating or whatever. And even then the league wasn't trying to go after him. But LeBron James, no, they're protecting him. I'm not saying he's doing this. I'm saying that if that were the case,
I don't know.
They would protect him until the shit comes out. Then they would act like they didn't know.
Well, I thought that's what we were talking about. So you're saying that they wouldn't allow it to come out. They're going to keep it under wraps
as best as they can. But when that shit comes out, the only time the NBA would be all over it is if they were the ones that reported it. If the NBA said, we discovered, or he failed one of our tests, they would much rather have that than somebody like an MMA person come out and now there's an investigation and somebody finds out, police or whatever, or somebody somewhere. So I think now if the league has any idea or thought that he's doing it, they're covering it up. Or they don't want it out there. At the very least, they don't want it out there.
Well, I definitely know they don't want it out there. But I don't think they would risk covering it up because if, say, there is an independent investigation and they find evidence that it's true, the NBA is not going to be on the side of LeBron.
They couldn't. They couldn't be on the side of LeBron.
Right.
Right. I think we agree. I just feel like if they found out, they're not reporting it.
Well,
maybe now, maybe late in his years, but not during his heyday. No. Now that he beat Kareem, maybe now they'll do it.
That would be crazy.
I would hate for that. I think off the court, LeBron James has been a role model.
Yes.
He is one of the all-time greats, and it would truly suck if that was the case. It would make a lot of us rethink the league. Period.
The league?
It would be a huge stain on the league. Even if they didn't know, it would be a huge stain on the league.
I mean, you have like what, 20 years to retract, basically.
Yeah, that's 20 years of him playing. Basically, that what do? We just erase? That would be a huge stain on the league.
Yeah, I guess there would have to be a lot into it because when did he start? You know, how long has it been on the PED?
Well, people are not going to care about that.
Right. It wouldn't matter. They could find out that he did it one time and nobody's ever going to believe that was just a one time. Look at him. His big fucking forehead and his fucking shoulders out to here, and the way he rages and he's losing his hair and runs into the, like, everybody's going to be like, yo, that motherfucker's been juicing for probably since he was in high school. Nobody's going to believe like this was some recent shit. Like, nah.
Well, the steroids is the reason for all of his temper tantrums. He's been roiding out this whole time.
Yes. That's what you're telling me. People wouldn't say that?
Yeah, no. When we were discussing this topic, you're the one who told me that this has been a speculation for. I've never heard this before.
Just Google it, man. Just Google it. You'll find videos of people pointing out, like, oh,
breaking.
Yeah, like I'm talking like old videos.
What do you guys? I know this is just an opinion. What do you guys think, that he's doing something or that he's not doing something? You guys that watch basketball all the time.
I don't.
I'm not asking Damien. I'm asking Julian.
I don't think he is, and that could just be me not wanting to believe that. But I think LeBron James has an incredible work regimen.
I know he spends something like $1 million a year on his body.
Body. The last year that he lost against the Warriors, the next day, I think it was, he posted a video himself in the gym.
Yeah.
Like on the off season. Like he's just lives that kind of lifestyle. So I would freaking hate that. But
maybe he's been great, and obviously great from the beginning, but you know, these type of people also have a hard time of letting go. Maybe he just started doing something towards the end of his career because, like you guys said, he's 38 years old. You know, it's almost time to retire, and
he needed to break a record that he wanted to, that nobody thought would be broken.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? And like you said, this would tarnish, like even if it was a one-time thing, one season thing, one game thing or whatever, his whole legacy will be questioned.
Yeah, it would be destroyed.
Which in my opinion, I would never do something like that because I would not want to jeopardize anything. But then again, going back to Chris Rock, it's that attention, you know, spotlight.
Well, he's also
the times we live in. Yep.
Yeah.
He's also had this thing where he wants to play in the NBA with his oldest son, who is now a senior in high school. So he's trying to extend his career for that opportunity to be possible.
I mean, can't he play with his son like in a all-star game or something like that? Like,
yes, he could.
Again, he doesn't care about playing with his son. He probably just wants to stay on that spotlight that he's been on for 20 years, that it's very hard to let go of.
Right. And
you would possibility.
You would also think, right, you're LeBron James, you're considered by many people's standards the top 2 player ever. He's not, but you know, whatever. But to put that kind of pressure on your son, I don't even understand why that would be a thing. But
I mean, it just goes to show you that and I'm not talking about him, I don't know if he did it or not, but it goes to show you that us that don't have that kind of money, we always think, man, if I had all this money, you know, but it just shows you that
never satisfied.
Money is exactly money. Having the most amount of money is not everything. It's not everything.
I don't know. I kind of disagree with that, but
because you don't have that kind of money.
because I don't have that kind of money, but I'm not money driven.
Well,
Money doesn't motivate me like it does other people. So
Biggie told us, more money, more problems.
yeah, that's not exactly. It's pretty obvious, but yeah.
Mhm.
So I found this survey that I thought was super fucking interesting. There's a survey done by the University of North Florida, and it was questions asked to registered Republicans.
Okay.
It was about 1,500 people, and it was from February 27th to March 7th. It ended. So this is fresh. Margin of error is 2.57%. Small. So the first couple of questions, probably fairly obvious. When we start digging in, I think you guys are going to be blown away by the responses. First question was 2024 Republican primary. Who would you vote for? These are Florida registered Republicans. 52% said DeSantis.
Yeah.
27% said Trump. 4% Nikki Haley, and 3% Liz Cheney. Then they asked them in a head-to-head between DeSantis and Trump, who would you vote for? 59% would vote for DeSantis and 28% for Trump.
Right.
Now, here's where it starts to get interesting. Then they asked head-to-head between Trump versus Biden. What percentage do you think of these Republicans said they would vote for Biden?
10.
I would say maybe 35%.
42% of Republicans said they would vote for Biden against Trump. And 50% said they voted for Trump. I did not expect. 42%.
I don't believe.
That's well, if you don't believe that one, tighten your belt.
All right. So yeah, I'm not surprised with the 35%, because I feel like there are a lot of people who they're pissed off at Trump after January 6th. And I think DeSantis has become so popular among Republicans that I can see people saying that in a poll, but I don't believe that that's what would happen in an election. I think if it was Trump versus Biden again, I think they're going for Trump. But right now, early polls, I can see that. Yeah.
All right. So then they were asked about a potential open carry concealed weapon law that DeSantis has been pushing. So this bill would allow people to carry a concealed weapon without an issue permit.
I don't understand it. I don't understand. I don't mean to interrupt
there's a lot of states that have it, but currently you required an extra background check, fingerprints, and a firearms training course. So he's trying to do away with that extra step.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot believe it.
62% of Republicans oppose this.
I could have guessed that.
Nice.
You should have asked us before you gave the number, like you did the other one. Again, most Republicans want sensible gun laws. They consistently vote against their own interests. I've said this over and over again. Like this poll, it's fresh, it's new, or whatever, but nothing so far has been surprising to me. Nothing.
Well, I mean, they seem to be the party of, the Second Amendment and don't, infringe on mine. This was surprising to me. My thought was maybe they were like, well, maybe we don't want them to have the guns too.
No, this is something that you ask a Republican when you talk to them. I said this, I think, in podcasts before last. What do they say? Oh, I don't believe in that. Well, why are you voting for Trump? Oh, because, you even said, oh, it might be a one issue thing. I think personally, at the end of the day, it just comes down to they're just awful people, and they're going to vote against their own interests to make sure that, hey, we won't have to get it just to stop you from getting it, whatever it is, peace, gun reform, tax cuts. Like, they're just going to keep doing it. That's all they do.
I don't know. That still didn't make sense to me. Yeah, because that's one of their biggest things is they're opposing these gun laws all the time.
Well,
are they
voters,
opposed? Are voters all opposing, or is it like, is it kind of like, how can I say it? Or is it a stereotype of like how Republicans would say, oh, like all liberals want, genderless people? I don't know, something like that.
No,
we say,
no. So they did polls years ago about like healthcare, for instance, right? And most voters, when I say Republicans now, I'm talking about just voters. Most voters wanted some sort of healthcare passed. Most of them, when they would do the polls like right before Obamacare, right? Anytime there's a mass shooting, they'll do like polls and stuff. And a lot of them want some sort of gun reform. So a lot of times they want this, but they will not vote for a Democrat or even an independent who wants this. They're going to go for that right wing leaning politician no matter what.
Just to be clear about this law, it's not undoing the other gun laws. Like, anyone who's not qualified to have a gun still would not be qualified. This is just those who can get guns now just would not need to get a concealed permit. So it's not undoing any other of the gun laws
anymore.
Yeah.
Shoot them out, but don't give us the answer. Let us know what we think.
Abortion ban after 6 weeks is another thing that DeSantis is pushing heavy.
And it's another thing that Republicans favor. Not the ban, but a lot of them are more pro-choice than you would think.
Yeah, than I would think.
Yeah, because that's not why they vote Republican.
That is why a lot of them say they vote Republican.
The religious right, I would agree. Yes.
So,
but you think that person out there who's had 5 abortions in their life, who vote Republican, how many gay Republicans have you met? Right? Like, remember that? They create these laws against gay people, but they're voting against their own interests. Yeah. We see it all the time. How many poor people in fucking Kentucky, are voting for tax cuts for the rich? Like, this is what they do.
Is the worst.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
what was the percentage?
61% of the Republicans opposed it.
61% of Republicans opposed
abortion ban after 6 weeks.
That's higher than I thought.
I mean, because you don't know any Republicans. I know Republicans. That's why you don't have them on your Facebook or anything. So of course you're going to be shocked.
Well, I haven't been shocked with any of this information. I didn't think it would be 61% of Republicans would be like.
Actually, I don't know. Except like these weird, air quotation, religious people. Everybody else that's normal, even if they go to church or whatever, they agree, like, they oppose these bans.
It's interesting too, that I was having this conversation with my mom before I found this survey. My mom was saying pretty much the sentiment that this survey expresses. My mom was relaying, like, even Republicans, because women's rights are being infringed on left and right.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter, how you vote. You're a woman. Your rights are being infringed on, and a lot of Americans are just fed up with it, and she thinks they're going to vote that way. She thinks the midterm elections was a representation of that, and she thinks it's going to happen again in 2024. And this poll kind of supports that. She was the first when I found this. She was the first person I told about it. I was like, this shit blew my mind. It's crazy. I would never have picked these numbers.
What should be part of the poll is, so why would you vote for? Why are you a Republican? This is not what your party represents. Why? Like, I would like to get answers to that, because I've asked Republicans before. It's like, what do you believe? Are you pro-choice, pro-life? Are you this, that? Do you pro-war, whatever, pro-gun, whatever? And usually, most of the Republicans that I've had those conversations with are center, not extreme right, but they will vote extreme every time. Like if it came down to Mitt Romney and Donald Trump, they're going with Donald Trump.
I just don't understand that.
I have a theory.
We know you do.
I won't say, but y'all know.
What is it?
The R's are R. All right, so
R's are R.
Mm-hmm.
You got me.
I'm not saying it.
Okay. If you guys have figured out what the fuck he's talking about,
I have no idea.
tell us in the comments. Patricia and I would like to know.
when you're in the shower, the light's gonna switch on. You'll be like, oh shit.
R's are R.
We didn't do our movie review. I would have not been able to do it anyways, but
Are you fucking serious?
what?
You didn't watch them?
Oh, I was talking about Interview with the Vampire.
Oh no, we haven't done that yet.
Well, I asked and you didn't answer on the fucking chat, Patricia. And
oh, me?
Yeah, you and Damien didn't answer that weekend either. He when I confronted him, he talked about it. I'm like, so when do you guys want to watch it? And everybody just went ghost.
Oh, I did not see it. But to answer Damien's question, I have not seen The Last of Us. I have no way of watching it. Is anybody recording this shit for me and sending it to me?
No. I thought your sister was.
Oh, yeah. She hasn't. She's been, no, but to be quite honest, she's been busy.
Well, I knew this was going to happen.
Oh,
I'm this close to Googling. And then I found out that next episode, it's the season finale.
Yeah, it's only 9 episodes.
And then how long are we going to go without it? Like
a year.
See, this is why I hate shows. I'm with Damien. I'm with Julian. I'm not going to watch this shit anymore.
I can't take it.
Fuck these shows. Fuck these shows.
Fuck them.
I'm with Julian. I'm going to go play the game.
Oh,
that's right. Play the game. God. You'll get all the answers and you'll love it.
Oh, man.
Like, what's that show called? Stranger Things. It's the new season is coming out. I forgot all about this show and what happened. I'm going to have to start from season 1.
Yeah, and then you watch, and now the kids went through puberty, and
everybody's different from the last season. Yeah.
Patricia,
wow.
Next week is the end of the season. No, not next week. In 2 days.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll find a way. I don't know. I'll have my husband record it and send it to me. He'll just have to sit in front of the screen and just hit, and that's how I'm gonna have to watch it. Because Turkey doesn't allow HBO, or we don't have like the rights or whatever. And I've tried VPNs, they just don't work.
Yeah. Like there's no HBO at all in Turkey? Like just no HBO.
No.
That is wild.
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a way to get it to you. I can't. I don't know how to record it other than holding a phone up. You don't want to watch it.
I mean,
like
that's
that.
what you guys are gonna have to do.
Not me.
Yeah,
I'm not even watching it.
I'm with you. I'm not watching shit either.
Well, that time for music and movie recommendations. Jim Jones teamed up with super producer Hitmaker to drop an album called Back in My Time. I've already listened to it 2.5 times, and I love it. It's LL Cool J, I Need Love meets 2023. And this shit coming from Jim Jones is mind breaking. It's like R&B, hip hop mashups. Super dope, summer vibe. Short album, eight tracks, I think. But the two that stuck out to me was one track is the title is YKNV, which stands for You Know the Vibe, featuring Ty Dolla $ign. It's a pretty dope song. And Let It Go featuring Ball Greasy and Tink. I've listened to that album 2.5 times and it came out today. Conway the Machine and Jay Skeezy, who was another Buffalo rapper. Just you know, hard beats, hard bars, just whatever you would expect from Griselda, it's that. And then Music Soul Child got with another super producer, Hit Boy, and dropped an album called Vitamins and Villains. I'm sorry, Victims and Villains. And I fuck with it. A lot of instrumentals. I don't know if Hit Boy is playing these instruments or he's just finding the greatest samples on earth, but dope album so far. I haven't finished it. I'm like 75% of the way through, but I enjoyed what I heard so far as well. So Jim Jones, Back in My Prime, Conway the Machine. Pain. Oh, the name of the album is Pain Produced Profit, and then Music Soul Child and Hit Boy, Victims and Villains.
You good? I like Conway.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Oh, dope MC.
Wow.
So recommendations I have. First one, there are two boxing recommendations. So I got my Muhammad Ali shirt, and the documentary I am recommending is When We Were Kings, that mostly talks about and shows footage of the build-up to the George Foreman and Ali fight, considered like the biggest heavyweight fight of all time. And basically the impact of what that had on Black culture, especially in those days. Excellent documentary. Came out in the late 90s. So it's a little bit older, but still holds up really well. And especially if you're an Ali fan. And the other one is, it's called, it's on Showtime. It's called Macho, the Hector Camacho story. And it's about Hector Camacho, one of my favorite fighters growing up, Puerto Rican from New York. So I immediately identified with him growing up. And I even met him one time with my dad. I wouldn't even say technically we met him. We were in Orlando and we were going to a 7-Eleven and he was coming out of it. And my father sees him, and in front of like everybody, my father's like, "Hey, Camacho!" And, Camacho turns around and waves at us, and, and we kind of like got a little close to him, and he's like said hello and he moved on. But tragic life.
Yeah, that was a sad one to
Camacho,
watch.
had a tragic life in a lot of ways. But man, was he dynamic in the ring, and a real showman. So those are the two documentaries I recommend. Check them out, especially if you are a boxing fan.
Yeah, those are good.
Man, I'm sorry, 1 second. I remember obviously growing up in Puerto Rico, watching Macho Camacho, and everybody wanted to be him. Everybody wanted that stupid
curl.
little curl.
Yeah.
It was just like we would just, whenever he was on TV, we were just like all in awe, like, oh my God, I cannot believe he's like so big. He was so big for us.
Yeah,
But
he really was.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
And so nice.
Rest in peace.
So nice.
Yeah. Can't get out of recommendations without the Wu-Tang song of the week. So for this week, it's Cream, CREAM, Cash Rules, Everything Around Me.
Well, you know, I want to give my Wu-Tang song of the week too.
I'm strategically starting off with the A side, and then we're gonna get into the B sides. I know you're gonna jump straight into the B sides. So let's
yeah, I mean, those are the obvious ones, right?
Listen, man, it's a long year. We start with the A side, just for those who may not be aware, and then
Patricia, you need to listen to Cream. Actually, I would say listen to Protect Your Neck first.
Well, that was last week.
I'm talking to Patricia. Excuse you. Yeah,
she was here.
I'm recommending that she should listen to it. Patricia, after his recommendation, did you go and look up Protect Your Neck?
No.
So, okay, I'm saying I would recommend that she hears that first.
Will do.
Doubt it.
Check it out.
Doubt it. I will.
Do they have that in Turkey?
They do.
All right. So there we go. Wu-Tang in Turkey.
They have YouTube. They don't have YouTube TV, but they have YouTube.
You should be able to find it then. We'll be bumping
what was that?
Bumping down the Turkey roads. Protect your neck, son.
Oh my God.
Shaolin running this shit.
Wait, really quick. One thing that it never gets old for me is if I'm listening to the radio, or if I'm in I could be in a nice restaurant or at the mall, in a nice store, whatever. And because it's a foreign country, when they, like right now, they have this Tupac song, All Eyes on Me. And, but they've like remixed it with another, what is it called? Like another beat or whatever. And they play the entire song. They don't bleep anything. So it's very normal to just be driving down the road, listening to radio, or be at the mall or be at a restaurant and just listening the N word, the F word, everything's dropping. Everything's just, flowing. There's no beat. There's no clean version, nothing.
In Turkey right now on the radio, they're playing All Eyes on Me.
Yes.
Wow.
But they're playing All Eyes on Me.
But a remix version?
Yes, it has like another beat to it. It's actually really nice.
Is it like a Middle Eastern beat?
No. No, it's almost like a techno beat.
Oh.
It's nice. Next time they play it on the radio all the time. So next time they play it on the radio, I'll record it. But yeah, everything's just
please record. I'm so interested in hearing that.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Everything just goes N-word, everything. There's no bleep, nothing.
That's interesting that's the song that's bumping over there. Yeah, it's really just random, but
I mean, they're playing the radio station that I play, which plays obviously American music. They play like stuff that they're playing now, but that's just something that I just caught when I got here.
Is it a Turkish radio station that you listen to, or is it from somewhere else?
No, it's a Turkish radio station, but it's like they play English music.
Mhm.
Usually Turkish radio stations play Turkish music, but this one plays English music.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
I think it's time for the quote of the Daym. Daym, what you got for us, bro?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful. Hope that doesn't go over your head.
That's bullshit.
I knew you were going to say that. It's very true.
It is not true.
It's absolutely true.
No, it isn't.
It is.
No, it isn't.
Yeah,
You
it
don't
is.
have to be uncomfortable to be successful.
No, I think what it means is that it doesn't come easy. You have to grind.
That's the bullshit that everyone tells us, especially if we're not attaining success. It's basically gaslighting you into thinking that you're not working hard enough. It's bullshit.
No, that's not what it's
A lot of success
That's
is
not how I took it.
based on luck. Read it again. Read it again.
Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful.
Success is not a procedure. Success is a result. It's bullshit.
You go through the procedure to gain the success.
That's not what the quote said.
That's what it's implying.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm, like it or not, I'm bringing back your fucking AKA.
No, you're not.
Whatever.
I have my own opinions.
Yes. And I have mine.
Do you think I'm hating because I just said that I didn't care for the quote?
Yeah, because you don't like inspirational quotes to begin with.
I don't like fake.
It's not fake.
Inspirational.
It's not fake.
It's lame. It's propaganda.
Well, I guess you didn't need to hear it then.
I didn't.
That's all I got, man. Episode 21 in the books.
That was a
In the
good quote,
books.
Damien.
Thank you, Patricia. I thought it was good as well.
Yeah, it was good. If you like that sort of thing.
Boy, I wish I was.
So are you
editing
looking
this
forward,
episode.
Patricia, to being uncomfortable?
Doesn't say
I don't want
you
to be successful. My husband is very successful for the whole
doesn't say
family.
you looking forward to it. It says you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
No, you don't.
I mean, unless you win the unless you win the lottery. I mean, I'm not talking about when I'm thinking about success, I'm not thinking about making $1 billion. Like, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be an architect or a business owner, you have to grind. You have to, it doesn't come easy.
It all comes with sacrifice. It all comes with long days, hard nights. It's painful.
No, not all success is like that. Success is a result. It's not about the journey. It's the result.
You're right. We're all wrong.
Well, I am right. If you
I know.
go by the
That's
definition.
what I just said. Yep.
Yeah,
yep,
totally.
You're right.
Thank you.
You got it.
Finally.
Okay, Julian, even, for example, you are going to the gym. Mm-hmm. You want to achieve better health, better whatever is it that your goal is. I'm sure that's not coming easy.
I mean, the work itself, the journey is fun. I'm enjoying it. Is it hard? Yeah, it's hard, but that's not what success is.
Success would be
Success is the result, not the procedure. The quote, the meaning of the quote in a lot of those kind of quotes is to basically suggest that you're not working hard enough.
Some people aren't.
Right. Right, but that's what the quote. It's not about the people who, and then for people who've attained what somewhat success is for them to be like, yeah, I worked hard. You lazy motherfuckers. That's what that is. I'm telling you. Trust me.
Not necessarily.
Trust
Listen, I cannot, because I know people that okay, like for example, I know people in the medical industry.
Mhm.
I know this person that, became a nurse practitioner. It took a lot of hard work to achieve this success. It's hard. To achieve something that you want. If I'm going to say my successful day would be if I sleep in, that's not hard. But
your hard work can pay off for sure, but you shouldn't have to be uncomfortable to work hard. You shouldn't have to step out of comfort zones to have success in everything you do or in anything you do.
But okay, but for some people it might not be hard.
It very often requires that. I mean, just like she said, to be the nurse practitioner, I'm sure there were many nights that she wanted to go out and party with her friends, but she didn't. She stayed up all night with toothpicks holding up her eyelids to study for the exam that she's got coming up that
week.
It
literally took sacrifice.
Like,
literally.
Yeah, you're giving up a lot of things. You're sacrificing a lot, and that sacrifice is painful.
I sacrifice a lot of things, and it can be painful for sure for whatever things that I deem successful. But
that's what the fucking saying is saying.
But it shouldn't be a requirement, and it's not a requirement.
So why are you not doing it without being uncomfortable and painless?
I try not to do things that are painful.
Not necessarily painful, but hard. I mean, it wasn't painful for her not to go out, or it wasn't painful for her to, to miss like birthdays or whatever, but it's still sacrifice.
She had goals that she was pushing for, and I'm sure it was easier than what it appeared because she was focused.
So she made sacrifices to attain her success.
But was she uncomfortable?
I'm sure she was. On many sleepless nights.
He wants to be semantics man now. Oh my God.
Daym.
That's your new name.
Daym,
semantics man.
Am I detecting that while we were on this podcast and all of your movement, you were slipping on your grumpy pants?
No, my back hurts a lot.
Okay, you seem like you're turning into Mr. Grumpy Pants at the end of this podcast.
No, it's you, and you want to nitpick with bullshit.
I'm not nitpicking.
You're nitpicking at the word comfortable and the word procedure. Out of the whole fucking thing, you couldn't just take the message.
I don't like we had this conversation about inspiring stuff and inspirational stuff. I don't like TED Talks where people get up there and they try to give you an inspirational story and motivate you. I think all of that
that's great.
It's just a bunch of bullshit.
Still doesn't. That's your opinion.
Yes, that's why we have a podcast, right? So I can state my opinion.
As you've done.
And you guys can do the same. So we agree to disagree, right?
Yes.
Was that uncomfortable? Was it uncomfortable?
I am uncomfortable.
Success. Thank you. Achieved it.
It was a good quote.
Jesus, that was probably the longest quote of the Daym segment ever.
Every once in a while, I got to challenge them, but hey.
You don't really. I know you feel you do, but you really don't.
No, it's nice. He's giving another perspective to.
Thank you.
Quote.
I guess Damien just wants me to just.
Another perspective would be, well, that's one way to look at it, but I see it this way. That's giving perspective. Nah, that's bullshit. It's completely true. That's all bullshit. That's not perspective.
Sure it is.
Okay.
Well, he
It's
was
just not-
explaining he was just explaining how he came to that conclusion.
Not a knock on you, Daym.
Well, no, because he didn't write the quote.
Yeah.
Wait, did you write the quote?
No.
Jay-Z
okay.
did.
Chill.
Did Jay-Z write it?
No.
Anyway, that is going to be it for episode 21.
Yeah.
Daym, Patricia, do you guys have anything to say? Anything else? This has been fun.
No, sir. I am good.
All right. Well, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, click that bell icon. And yeah, peace.
Peace.
Peace.